Hey guys, I'm going to be coming at you with another deck profile today, and I'm going to be doing E-Heroes, and I'm going to be doing the Bubble Beat variant. I would like to say that this deck, Bubble Beat, is a lot more budget than other hero builds, and they're kind of going up in price just because the stuff's been out for a while and it's starting to get older, but the deck is still performing. And it's not like tier 1, obviously, but the deck is still good, and I think that it's really underestimated just because after Equal 1 to 2, people stop playing it as heavily. But E-Heroes are always going to be a good deck. I mean, always, always, always going to be a good deck. They've just got so much support, and they've got too many good cards to make them not good. So here's my deck profile for Heroes. Alright, so we got one Stratos. And so one Stratos you can play. Obviously, people know he's really broken. You can either take a search or you can pop back row, so he's really good. Just obvious. Triple Alias. Now, I like Alias at 3 a lot. Um, I love being able to use Gemini Spark, and if he gets bottomless right away, and even if he doesn't, he's a 19 beater, and also a light attribute to go into Shining. So I like Alias. Triple Bubble Man as staple in Bubble Beat, but I don't know. I personally like the Hero Gate variant a little more, but like I said, this is just cheaper, and Bubble Man is a really good card because either if you like top deck him when you have nothing, you get to draw two, and you can also go into just like really broken Exceed plays. But I don't like necessarily having to set my whole hand to do it. But it's still a really good card, and if you're gonna play the Bubble Beat variant, run it at 3. Okay, and then for the non-hero monsters, you got one Photon Thrasher, one Honest. These two cards are just basically really staples. And, well, honestly, you should run an Honest if you're playing Heroes, because the most common target you're going into is Shining. And if you just have Alias or Photon Thresher, there's just so many targets to make Honest live that you should honestly run him. And then my two teched monsters, I've got Evocator Chevalier and Summoner Monk. Now, a lot of people probably don't know what this card is, and this card is just a level 4 Gemini monster, so you're just able to go into a lot more of your Gemini Sparks, and this guy is basically for pitching doubles of any cards that you draw, because you will draw sometimes like double Miracle Fusion or double Gemini Spark when you just don't need it, and then you can go into like Exceed plays with him, and if you can take Stratos with him, and if you take Stratos, you still get Search. So I really like Summoner Monk in the deck, because then you can take Stratos, get Search, set up yourself for next turn, and go into like Utopia or something just to stall for a while. So yeah, these cards are really just mainly used for the fact that dead drawing is a bitch in this deck, and it happens way more than it does. Also, this guy's a warrior, so you can go into your warrior exceeds. Okay, and that's it for monsters. And then we're going to go to spells. The Trinity. So yeah, if I have to say anything about the Trinity, you clearly have not been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Long. But it's okay. Okay, so one Rhoda and the two Ecalls, just the searchers of the deck, which you need to give the deck more consistency. Two Super Poly. I don't know if I want to play it at 2, but with Brofist being a thing, and with Dino Rabbit and Samurais, just being able to drop Super Poly and snag a monster is just really broken. You can just take a Shien and they can't do anything to stop it because you can't activate anything in response to Super Poly. So that means no Logias, no bribes, no warnings, none of that. They can't activate anything in response to this card. So it's really, really good. Okay, and then two dualities. Just stuff, like obvious stuff. Take your searches. You don't necessarily have to blow up first turn. You can sit on your back row. Triple space, just cause I don't like back row, I don't like back row, and I don't like back row. And it's just better than, like, other cards. I don't know, I really like triple space just cause I hate back row. I hate back row. I really hate back row. And then triple Gemini Spark. Now this card is once again because I hate back row. I really fucking hate back row. Like a lot. But you can also plus with this card if you drop Alias and then they bottomless and then you chain your Gemini Spark, you can pop off another card and then you get to draw one, so then you can still try to make plays. So I really like this card, and since I'm running another Gemini target too, it makes more sense to run it at 3. And then triple Miracle Fusion just to go into your hero boss monsters like Shining and all that good stuff. Yeah, you're mainly going to take Shining with this, so. Solemn Brigade for traps now. 1 Mirror Force. I don't know. I like it at 1. I just don't ever feel like there's a time I needed it at 2. And so that's that. 1 Starlight Road for protection, because you're setting a lot of back row. 2 Hero Blast. People stop main decking this mainly because it's like, oh, there isn't that many weak monsters, but I think that Dino Rabbit's still a thing. Rabbits are still a thing, so if they go into Rabbit and you have this set, then you get to blow up one of their monsters and get back an Alias. I think that with new cards coming out, that honestly this thing can get over Thunder King really easily. When you don't have it, it can get over any, like almost any Sam monster when it first comes out, so going into that's really nice. And I like it a lot, and I like being able to add back my stuff when I need it. Double Torrential because you have weaker monsters in the deck, and when you summon out your little stupid Bubble Man, you can just say Torrential, and that's really nice. And then the last 2 cards, 2 Compulse. I like Compulse a lot. I switch off between Compulse and Bottomless, but I like Compulse because you can get rid of all the stuff that says like can protect itself for a turn, and you can just get over it really quickly, and rather than having to try to deal with it for that. And that's it for the main deck. And then for extra deck, 1 Utopia, 1 Papillo Operative, 1 Blade Armor Ninja, 1 Mace Stroke, 1 Shockmaster, 1 Heroic Champion Excalibur, and 1 Utopia Ray. And that's it for my Exceeds. And a lot of people ask me when I show them my deck build why I don't run Gem Knight, because Gem Knight just seems like an obvious choice. I don't really like Gem Knight in this deck just simply because you go into so many boss monsters. I don't really feel like it's necessary to have a Gem Knight. But, yeah. And then for fusions, 1 Escudo, 1 Ab-Zero, 1 Gaia, 1 Great Tornado, 1 Nova Master, and 2 Shining. The reason I run 2 Shining just because you go into Shining more than any of the other ones, and the other ones are really mainly just super poly targets, or if you're in desperation. So I only run him at 2. And then your 1 Stardust for your Starlight Road. And that's for the deck, guys. I like heroes. I feel that the Bubble Beat build isn't as consistent as I wish it was. I still think it's really good. I still think that it's really playable. I think it's a solid tier 2 deck, and it has a lot of answers to like all meta decks, mainly just because of fucking Super Poly. This shit's so broken. Like, this shit should be banned, but like, or limited. It shouldn't be like you can run it at 3. But I really like the deck. It's really strong, and when you drop like 26 beaters or like Shining at 32, so many decks just go like, well, fuck, I can't even get over that. So deck's good. It's a little more expensive, but you can get like commons of almost every card now, and so that can make the deck super like a lot more budget and a lot more affordable. So pick up the deck. It's really good. It's really strong. Play it. Have fun with it. Hey guys, Blue Blur signing off.